Hello everyone, Impiator here. Welcome back to my newcomer's guide for Elden Ring. This is part 41. So in the last episode, we ended up completing some stuff in Caelid. We actually progressed Gowry's quest. We also ended up progressing Millicent's quest. And she has now moved up here near the Erdtree Gazing Hill. In fact, she'll be there until we progress her quest by picking up an item in the Shaded Castle here. I think this area is pretty hard for this time of the game, so especially the final boss of it. So we're gonna wait to go here, and but once we do, we'll be able to progress Millicent's quest. Otherwise, though, we ended up wrapping out the episode by coming up to this little plateau here. We dealt with the Landseek's dragon boss that was up here. We also ended up going through the Sainted Hero's grave for a boss, as well as the Stormcaller Church. Which finally brings us to where I think it's most appropriate for us to head for the Starfall Crater. So this is going to get us down into Nokron, the Eternal City. And this is actually the source of, I would say, the best summon in the game, the Mimic Tier. And we're going to be getting that in this episode. In addition, we are also going to be progressing Ronnie's quest line by picking up the item that she wanted us to get in the Nokron, the Eternal City. So for a chunk of this place, you're not going to be able to use Torrent. But that's okay. The first little area of this place is worn closed. So we're going to drop down here, grab the golden rune. This place has pits, by the way, so just be careful where you are dropping. Got some soporific grease. Again, that puts enemies to sleep when it's used. We're going to drop down here. Now, if we go down there, we're going to miss the item that's up there. So we're going to go ahead and make a jump over here. Hey, another message appraisal. For that same message from like 30 episodes ago. How cool is that? Anyway, so we got the Ghost Flame Torch. So frost buildup, actually pretty cool. I'm gonna drop off the ledge here, drop off the ledge here. Crafting item, and these are failed Mimic Tiers. We'll run into some that are a little more powerful a little later, but go ahead and grab the bolts. And we're gonna make it right. Got ourselves a rune arc. We'll head back here, pick up another golden rune. Another one of these crafting items, silver tear husk up here. Ancient butterfly. And we're going to duck in here. Pick up the Furrow Calling Finger Remedy. This is usually where I like to drop off this ledge. Another golden rune. More crafting items. These guys have the Ghost Flame Torch too, by the way, so... Hey, that guy died on his own. That's funny. Hi. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pick up the Ghost Gloveworts. And we'll pick that up too. Alright, so this is a grace that leads up to the boss battle. I'm going to go ahead and grab a level, and I would recommend that you dump most of your gear that you've been collecting, anything you're not actively using right now, in a chest. Mainly because we're going to be fighting off against a mimic tier that is able to clone us, and they will clone us with the gear that we're actually equipped with. So we actually want to walk into the fight without any gear equipped to make the fight as easy as possible, and then we can put on our gear afterwards. But if you have a whole bunch of stuff equipped like I do right now, it might be difficult to find the actual gear that you're supposed to have. So I'm going to go ahead and dump. I probably should have done this anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and dump everything that I'm not going to actively use. Stuff that I'm not really a fan of as well will go in here too. At least for this particular playthrough. I might go for a thrusting sword build. I haven't decided yet. So we will, or I might go ahead and run this this build the entire game. Show off that stuff that you got at the very beginning of the game is still viable through the entire game, because it is. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dump all my stuff for this too. That's a staff I can actually equip, so I'll keep that. And then I'll go ahead and keep the seals as well that I can currently equip. I think we'll keep that stuff. Also, the Godric Soldier Greaves. I've been wearing those for a long time. Let's go ahead and swap out my gear to the Raptor gear, I think. That's fine. Let's do the Traveler slops. That works. We'll go with that. Been a while since I changed that. Alright, so we're going to head out here, and we're basically just going to circle around, picking up the stuff that's kind of on the outskirts of this place. So I'm heading right first. Around here we have an enemy. These guys are best dealt with by getting behind them, because they have a lot of stamina behind that shield, so go ahead and grab the smithing stone. Got some more glove work to pick up. Anyway, we got ourselves another larval tier, so again, opportunity to change up your build if you like. Great Sword Soldier Ashes, that's a summon. Not a good one, but a summon. More Gloveworts. More crafting items. This, by the way, is where eventually we're going. For now, though, we're going to keep going around, killing all the enemies, picking up all the gear. We'll go and grab that. Ourselves a somber smithing stone, another nation butterfly. Alright, that's going to get us the Ghost Glovewort Bell. Basically, we can now buy Ghost Glovewort, not Grave Glovewort, unfortunately, but normal Ghost Glovewort, up to level 3. Alright, we are back at the entrance to this place, so now we'll go ahead and head out the main exit. Oh, wrong item. Oh well. Stake of Merrick off to the left, so this is where you'll go if you die. As long as you don't walk into this fight with all of your gear present, though, you shouldn't have any problems against this fight. You might remember these guys. These are the Nox Swordsmen. More crafting items. There are enemies up there, so be careful when you walk through here. That's going to get you another larval tier. Some more Ghost Glovewort, another golden rune. And over here is a rune arc. So make sure to turn around. Alright, so this leads to the boss fight against a mimic tier who will actually mimic you. And we want to go ahead and unequip all of our gear. Doesn't really matter about the talismans. Also doesn't really matter about your quick items. It can't clone those, though it does have the ability to heal itself once. So keep that in mind for the battle. Otherwise, we're going to step in. So you can see that he does or she does a pittance for damage. Loves that dodge roll, though. So between punches and throwing rocks at you, that's basically all it's got. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and level up. Keep going into arcane and dexterity at this point, and let me put back on all the rest of my gear. Yeah, that might have been a fight where just tapping, doing dual wielding might have been appropriate. Oh well. Alright, so as you head up here, you'll be able to use Torrent again. And now we are actually over the Siofra river well, so kind of in the upper area that you might remember Blythe was pointing out whenever we last met him. So grab this somber smithing stone. I almost missed this. Golden rune. Butterflies. Off to the right here, we've got ourselves a ghost glovewort. There's nothing down this path, but I do want to point out a couple of things while we are here. So that area back there is the aqueduct. We'll be going there a little bit later. That area right there is actually the boss battle, and we have to do the same thing that we did for the ancestral spirit. We need to light some torches in order to access this, so a little repetitive, but that's okay, I guess. It doesn't take nearly as long as the last one. Otherwise, though, this area is a little bit smaller than what we had to deal with over in the Siofra Riverwell. In fact, you can see the Siofra Riverwell from down there. Anyway, what we're going to do first is we're actually going to go down, pick up some items kind of along the way down, and I'm going to show you another path leading to a boss that we completed previously, if you didn't take the route that I showed y'all previously in the Siofra Riverwell. So come out here, we're going to drop off the ledge here. So smithing stones. So got a clarifying charm. We actually have a base version of this, but now we have a +1 version too. Greatly raises focus. Another smithing stone and a celestial dew. Again, that's going to allow you to absolve yourself of sins at Muriel's. As you come out here, by the way, you might recognize this place. We actually fought a boss out here. If you wanted to, this is kind of the official way to get here. You could drop down there and head towards the boss, but we took the teleporter here previously, so we shouldn't be need to do anything here at this point. Other than we're going to come out here, and there is an item at the end of this path, and then we're going to teleport to the back to the boss that we were at previously. So we got another smithing stone, and we're done. We're going to head back to the Mimic here. And this time we're going to go along the left-hand side of this place, which will actually lead us to the Mimic tier, which is a summon. It'll also lead us to the knife that we need to find in order to progress Ronnie's questline. So along the way, we are going to go ahead and activate one of the a few of these towers. I'm not going to collect any of the items, by the way, out in kind of the center area. We're going to come back for those later. So for now, just stay along the left-hand side. So let's activate the second one. Got 4 more to go. However, we're going down this path instead. We'll come back to handle the other ones a little later. So got another grace. We're going to go ahead and jump off of here. Jump down here, and we're going to go around. And drop off here for an item. Rejuvenating boluses. More crafting items. We're going to head up here, pick up another rune arc. Make this jump, and we're going to go around. Grab another celestial dew. Over here is just another crafting item. So this one is, and several of the upcoming ones are able to transform into actual fighters. So they're a little bit more dangerous. Otherwise, got another golden rune. So, head along the left path first. There's a butterfly back here. And also jump over here for some more silver tear husks. We're going to drop down and head across this path here. Eventually we're going to get down there. So So Black Wet Blade, this allows us to basically deal with occult related items. So if you have Ashes of War that are occult, we're now going to be able to work with those. So we can also do an additional affinity of poison, blood, or occult. And this is where we're going to find the Mimic tier. So this is the strongest summon in the game by far. And that's mainly because it actually is a mimic of you. And there are some tricks to actually make it super useful as well. One of the things about the Mimic tier is that all of your summons are immune to poison. They're also immune to death-based damage, so Death Blight, for example. So there are a couple of items that you might consider, for example, putting in your inventory, such as the raw meat dumplings. This will poison you, but it restores your health, so it's a free restore item. And basically, your summon will, whenever you use it, it will get whatever you have equipped, and it'll be able to use those items too. So that's a consideration. So don't use it yourself, obviously, but have it equipped whenever you do the summon. Now, be aware that the summon doesn't require focus points. It actually takes damage off of you, so be aware of that. Otherwise, we got the smithing stone. We're going to jump over this. Be careful. It's a drop. We got ourselves the Nox flowing hammer. So flowing form basically gives you a liquid-based hammer. A little bit like the liquid swords that the Nox swordsman use. Alright, so in fact we have a Nox swordsman right there. There's also another one behind this path here. And there's a ball right here that's going to chase us whenever we get down. So what we're going to do is drop off and we're going to run. Now, it won't kill you immediately when it hits you, but it does do a pretty healthy amount of damage. And you're going to get yet another larval tier for your troubles. Again, we have quite a few of those at this point. 20, looks like 11 of the larval tiers, so you can respec your character that many times. So come out, we're going to head down. Ourselves another grace here. Some of these will transform, by the way. They don't mimic you, however. Another celestial dude. Golden rune. Alright, so this one actually transforms into an ogre, or a troll. So be prepped for that with a bonk weapon. We're gonna knock him down. All right, he's dead. That looked awful shiny. I was thinking that was an item. So that's going to take us to the item that we were sent here by Ronnie. Find. And then we'll go ahead and teleport away. We've gotten everything else out here. Other than the more tier husks. So basically just puts us right back where we were. However, we're going to come back here in the next episode to complete the boss that's here. What we're going to do with the last few minutes that we have is we're actually going to go ahead and progress Ronnie's quest. So let's head for Ronnie's Rise. Now I want to point out that this is the point when you have to make a choice. You can either choose to betray Ronnie, or you can choose to side with Ronnie. So I'm going to basically walk us through the steps for doing both. If you go up and you give her the dagger now, you will not have the opportunity to betray Ronnie. Otherwise, if you want to, we can go ahead and head over to Sullivus. So ask that you want a new puppet.
Quite the key. But I'm afraid I can. Oh dear. Why don't if you the soul of it? And
so you need to make sure that you've been keeping some starlight shards. We'll go ahead and obtain another puppet. I'll go ahead and grab the other puppet.
You're proving I've not.
So you can then talk to him again, and now you have the ability to ask him about the scheme.
Perhaps you'll be interested in a little. It will produce the finest of puppets, which I aspire to employ to fool even Lydia.
Tell him you're interested.
I had you just then. I'd rather you with that and even a dip.
So what he wants you to obtain is going to be the Starlight Shard. The Amber Starlight Shard. There we go. So this is basically an item that we picked up at the Altus Plateau. If you want to pick it up, you'll actually find it at the Altus Plateau over here. So basically from the Altus Highway Junction, you'll take this path, and there's a little hidden path right here, and it'll open up into this little area. There are some of those buds that you can also get in there too. But in the center of it, you're going to end up finding the Starlight Shard. We picked this up many, many episodes ago at this point. So we'll go ahead and give it to him.
Well, the blessed day. Goodness, to think of my... yes, please. Just you. The scheme,
So he says that the scheme will be ready shortly. We're going to go ahead and quit the game.
Good.
Talk to him again.
Give it.
So he wants you to give the amber draft to Ronnie.
The dead-eyed doll lets down her guard in your presence, for she might dip her hands in the dirt and feign you, that once you have Ronnie, and we just...
Alright, so you can still study sorcery from him for now. However, we now have a choice to make. So, you now have the choice. You can either choose to administer the amber draft, and that will basically break your covenant with her, basically. Long story short, you'd be betraying her, and you're going to lock yourself out of one of the endings of the game if you do this. I'm going to go ahead and say no.
It was not blithe, it's even in my slumber. It is in thy possession, my thanks. Soon must I begin my... take it.
So she's going to give you the Carrion inverted statue.
My discarded flesh lieth beyond the seal upon which is... I can fathom what neither of us... You may leave now. It was but brief. What is it? Thy purpose. You may leave. I too.
So she does want us to leave, and if we quit the game, that will basically have progressed her quest. And now you have a grace. So, I've sided with Ronnie in this case. We will be progressing Ronnie's quest even further a little bit later, but she has given us an item that's required for accessing everything that we can access in this place here. This is the Carrion Hall. So it's going to be a little while before we come here. The stuff that's here is pretty high level, but we're going to be doing a couple more things before we tackle that place. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and head back to Celibus and see what's going on with him. By the way, if you want to, you can certainly attack the dragon. It's not very difficult to fight at this point, but it will fly away partway through the fight, so you're not actually going to be able to kill it yet. So long story short, his treachery was discovered. They're going to get his bell bearing and his gear. However, we're not done. We're going to go see his friend over here. As you approach, you'll start hearing some noise. So his puppets have turned on him. You're going to get his bell bearing as well as the final puppets. Now, obviously, if you did not give the poison to Nefeli or the Dung Eater, you're not going to get either of those puppets at this point. So that would be something that you'd have to do on another playthrough. Otherwise, though, we are basically done. We're going to head back for the Table of Lost Grace and give over some of these bell bearings we've been collecting. I'm also going to get some upgrades in for our gear. And I'm also going to upgrade the Mimic tier to as far as I can make it go. Because we're going to be switching out our summon to the Mimic tier going forward. We do have +5. Let me go ahead and use some of the golden runes. All right.
Greedy, you here for...
So now it's at +5. It's going to be quite powerful. I'll go ahead and grab us some upgrades if we have the items required anyway. We're going to upgrade that, looks like. Nothing else. So we got the Ghost Form one, we've got Celovus, and we got Pidias. We can now buy up all of their stuff too if you, you know, want to get any of the stuff that they were selling previously. In addition, if you did not purchase all of the dolls from Celovus, you can actually go back to his body, and his body can be activated in order to buy them, buy any that you haven't bought previously. Otherwise, though, I think that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.